Since the beginning of the Counter-Strike franchise, the Famas has always been a great budget option for the CT side. But with the release of Counter-Strike 2, it seems like the Famas is not living up to expectations. So we're gonna go over every reason why the Famas is the worst rifle in Counter-Strike 2. First, we need to go over some important stats of the Famas. For a little over $2,000, you get the second worst rifle on the CT side when it comes to damage. The damage is only 2 more than the AUG and 3 less than the M4A4. Next, let's talk about the magazine size. The Famas has 25 bullets in each mag and 90 in reserve. It actually outperforms the M4A1S with 20 bullets in each mag and also has the same armor penetration as both of the M4s. And when we look at the fire rate, it's actually not that bad. The Famas shoots 666 rounds per minute versus the silent M4's 600. But the Famas starts to fall off when we look at the DPS against armored opponents. At any range, the Famas actually has the worst DPS out of every single rifle in Counter-Strike 2. And this is a major problem because if you're getting pushed on the CT side and you're not doing enough damage, you could cost your team a crucial round. Now it's time to go over the main reason why the Famas is complete garbage. In the current Counter-Strike 2 meta, there is one class of gun that is absolutely dominating: the submachine guns. It seems like every game that I play, the submachine guns are having the biggest impact. But there is one SMG on the CT side that seems to be better than all of them. The MP9 is disgusting. And when we compare it to the Famas, the MP9 is cheaper by $800. This might not seem like a lot, but it's enough to get you a Molly, a flashbang, and an MP9 for the same price as the Famas. Now, I know what you're thinking. There is no possible way that the MP9 is that good. But actually, the MP9 has a faster fire rate, lower recoil, bigger magazine size, the fastest reload time out of any gun in Counter-Strike, and not to mention the movement speed is 240 compared to the Famas's 220. Now, what makes the MP9 even more broken is the fact that every single kill that you get, you make $600. This may not seem like a lot, but it's a big factor when you look at the Famas and it only gives you 300 per kill. Now, personally, I'm buying the MP9 over the Famas every single time, but there is an argument to be made that the Famas is better at medium to long range. But as a rifle, it's just not that good. And honestly, it's the worst rifle in Counter-Strike 2 by far. So what could Valve do to make the Famas more relevant? I think one of two things need to happen. One, they need to nerf the MP9 once and for all. This gun has been dominating the competitive scene for far too long, and I think it's time for a meta shift. Or two, they could buff the Famas. They don't need to make it the best rifle in the game by any means, but I think there's a couple changes they could make to make it a more viable option. They could just make the magazine size 30 instead of 25. The reload speed on the Famas is pretty bad. It takes almost 5 seconds to reload every time you're out of bullets. So adding 5 more bullets to each mag would make the gun more useful. Or they could also increase the accuracy of the weapon, bringing it more in line with the CT-sided rifles. What do you think about the Famas? Let me know down below, and while you're there, subscribe.